Good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network and our live coverage of the SimWrapMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. Season finale for the 2024B season. Limaland Motorsports Park will be the scene of our finale. We've got about 15 drivers checked in to compete tonight. Going to get right to it. I know the racing isn't going to start for about 6 minutes, but we got a lot of information to give you guys. Looking at our points, coming into the finale, 2 races, as always. Doubleheaders on Thursday, and Brendan Rogers has a 55-point lead over Bo Brannon right now. I think Bo Brannon is going to have a couple of perfect races and hope that Brendan Rogers does not have a good night at all in order to try to steal this season championship. 110 points separate first and third. Josh Gerlach in that third spot. David Krikorian 119 back and fourth, and Craig Silby, your defending series champion, 148 points back in the fifth spot. The Ironman Series looks a little different. Bo Brannon has a 59-point lead on Josh Gerlach, 82 points on Craig Silby, 111 on Krikorian, and 165 on Garrett Boyd. Last week, 2 wins. Win number 8, win number 9 for Brendan Rogers, so he sweeps. And in feature number 1, he will be the hot shoe, and he will start 15th in our feature no matter what he does in his heat races here. Don't forget the first show. No qualifying. They go straight to random draw heat races. B main and then the A main. Everybody's transferring through, so we won't be losing anybody tonight. A few facts about this series at this track. Craig Silby has 4 wins. Gunnar Harris 2. Ryan Hodge, Josh Gerlach, and Bo Brannon each have won. 5 different winners in 9 races. This will be race 10 and 11 tonight. We'll see if we can extend that to 6 or 7 winners. Brendan Rogers will clinch this championship if he finishes 6th or better in a race number 1. He will start 15th no matter what. Rogers' 9 wins and counting is the most in a Mighty Midget Series season since Craig Silby had 7 wins in the 20-race 2023A season. So a little bit longer season, and he had 7 wins. That has already been eclipsed. 6th different champion in 7 seasons. Craig Silby is the only driver to have won 2 championships in this series. Every other championship has just been 2. A single, no one has repeated. But no matter who wins it, whether it do be Brannon or Rogers, it will be a different champion, as Bo Brannon does not have one. Let's see, we're going to be off next week, and then we'll be back on the 13th to 27th, and I believe the 11th of July for Ironman Series races. We may see if we can cover some of the in-between stuff, just because they're doing some non-point stuff and some fun stuff. You want to get involved with these guys, make sure you head over to netcodysports.com and get registered. Real quickly, before we get crazy here, I want to take a minute. And I was going to try to grab... Oh, boy, they made this complicated tonight. Hate when they do that. There we go. That might make it a little easier right there. Let's grab up. Bo Brannon, are you there, sir? Hello,
hey, Roger.
Oh, dude, I'm doing okay, man. It's Thursday night. I'm going to get to watch Mighty Midget Series. But I got to ask you, my friend, 55 points back. You need a couple of perfect races, and you need Mr. Rogers to not have a friend in the neighborhood tonight.
Yeah, it seems like a mighty hole to climb out of. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. So I'm just here to have some fun and make a good run for the Ironman points, which is the season-long points championship that we're doing here. So, yeah, I think he clinches with a 6th place finish or better in either race, and that's assuming I have like a perfect night. So it's if you've been around and you've seen this guy run, that's very doable for him. So
yeah. I've seen him say tops up here, boys, and then do nothing but catfish the bottom. I've seen him run. Trust me, I witnessed it.
He's awfully fast, and I kind of feel like an early congratulations is in order. He ran a heck of a season. I mean, even if he somehow misses a couple races and he's got to get turned upside down at least once. So that for me to have any shot, I'm not wishing that on him or anything, but that's what it's gonna basically need. I need 2 races with him finishing dang near dead last for to having any shot at that. So props to him. He probably has got this in the bag. I need him to mess up, and I need to run perfect races. So
well, you make sure you protect your Ironman points. I was going to ask you about that, and you went ahead and answered it before I could. So you be sure you protect your Ironman points. I just wanted to talk to you and see if you thought there was any outside chance you might be able to get there tonight, and I appreciate you taking the time. Good luck out there. I know we're getting ready to go heat racing here.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it.
Bo Brandon, leader in the Ironman points right now, which is the season long. They start that January 1, they end it December 31. Every race counts for that. So a lot of fun to watch those guys all season long. And they have been here since the onset of this Mighty Midget Series, and we're more than excited to have them and get to keep them around. So drivers working the track in. It's a good look down the front stretch right now. You can see a couple of slick patches. That entry to turn 1 really starting to show some slick on the entry right there. I want to take a look down in 3. And there we go. Now you can see down the backstretch, and same thing. That patch on the entry right there. You don't want to be in the middle of that trying to get in the corner. The car's going to really get sideways with you. But the warm-up session, hot laps are over. Session number 1 is about to commence, and it is going to be exciting. We should have about 3 heat races here. It looks like we will. We'll get ready to get down here and look at the starting lineup for heat number 1. Remember, they are random draw. Man, doesn't matter where the guy finishes, but it's going to be fun to see what he does off the front row here. Wayne Anelski is going to start on the pole. He drives a 13 car, and on his outside, your current points leader in the series in the 20, Brennan Rogers. Brett Wagner, the 98 car. Row 2 to the inside with Reed Brochart, the 93 car on his outside, and Kurt Vincent. We know we have a bunch of Kurt Vincent fans watching. You guys make sure you start shouting out, because he's going to start that 19th car 5th in the first heat. Hello, Mr. Peterson. Good to see you in chat. My old partner, Mike Peterson, hanging out. All right, time to go green flag racing. Heat number 1 underway. Season finale. The SimRatMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. Down the backstretch, Rogers went from the outside to the inside. And Brennan Rogers going to lead lap number 1. Wayne Anelski not quite ready to give up on the fight for that. He goes around the top, keeps the momentum up, and he is going to fight back here. Out of turn 4. Can he take the lead? And he does. Clears him by a full car length. Brochart up to 3rd. Wagner still 4th, and Vincent back in 5th. In fact, we're going to have a side-by-side battle for several laps here till one driver makes a mistake or the other one gets a clear advantage. Right now, Rogers right on the bottom, slides it up just a little, exits the middle of turn 2. He'll do the same thing down in 3 and 4. And a couple of car widths higher, Wayne Anelski. And Anelski is giving Rogers all he wants right now. Looking for a heat race win. I don't know where the Wayne Anelski fans are. I haven't seen them in the chat yet, but you need to get here because your boy is running away a little bit. He's cleared now by 1.5 cars, almost 2. Make it 2.5. That time into 3, and Anelski has the line and the speed. And with 2 to go, he's got the spot, but Rogers is going to try to go just a little higher and use that drive down the hill. Anelski keeping it on point, but he is going to have company on the final lap. White flag in the air. Battles for the lead. Who will win the first heat and kick off the finale with checkered flags in hand? Rogers goes in. He's going to throw the slider, but checks it up as Anelski kept it covered. And Wayne Anelski wins heat number 1. Rogers second, Brochart third, Wagner and Vincent rounding things out to start the night off. So great race to start things. If that is any indication of what we're in for tonight, this is going to be an amazing night of racing here to close things out for the 2024B season as we move on to the starting lineup in heat number 2. The 37 of Austin Motley will start on the pole with, man we talked to in the pre-race show, the 49 of Bo Brandon. He leads your Ironman points right now. David Corrin, 66 car, row 2 to the inside. And the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, in that 7 car, will start on his outside. And then on the back row, in the 88, that's going to be O'Reilly Scott. Pace truck going to jump out of the way down here in turn 3, heat 2. We're ready to fire off. Do not forget 2 shows tonight. Back-to-back shows. A little different format, nonetheless. Back-to-back shows as we're under the green flag. Heat 2 underway. Motley kind of through the middle car. Got a little sideways there. I think that's going to open the door for Brandon up on the top. He was paying attention in the first heat. He knows that up near that fluff is where the speed is going to be right now. He takes the 49 car all the way to the outside, takes the lead away from Motley. Now Motley will be under fire. The 2 drivers behind him, they have to go a lane higher, try to make that pass. It's Silby and Krikorian right there. Now Silby's going to cut to the inside. He moves alongside on the inside, trying to take the second spot away. Motley with enough momentum to hang on for now. It is all Brandon out in front. And that's what Bo Brandon needs. He needs to get in that redraw. Top 2 from each race getting the redraw. That first race, it didn't matter because Brandon Rogers will be dropping to the tail as the hot shoe. Here comes Krikorian around the top. He's giving Silby a run for his money. 3 to go this time. Oh, Silby got it up there. Krikorian got a little bit wonky on that slide, was going to try to cut under. I think he thought Silby was going to throw the slider all the way out. And Silby chopped it off a little bit to leave that lane at the top open. They had contact. No harm, no foul for either driver. Everybody under 2 to go now. Heat number 2. Bo Brandon, 3/4 of a second out in front of what you see right there on your screen. Motley the 37, Silby the 7, Krikorian the 66, and Riley Scott back there in that 88. Oh, Krikorian slides it out, that slick spot I was talking about. But Brandon and Motley will go to the redraw. Scott third, Silby and Krikorian, and that might have been contact. Quick look before we go back. Let's see. Oh, they're not going to let me go to it. Doggone it. I was going to try to go back and take a look at that. Shoot. We'll have to try to find that during the break. But all right, heat 3. They're already lining out. It's going to be the 81 of Mike Gebhardt on the pole, the 71 of Josh Gerlach on his outside. Your second row will have the 28 of Bobby Yankee inside and the 21 of Garrett Boyd on the out. And the final starter in the final heat, the 38 of Billy Barros. And we have seen Billy with a lot of podium finishes. He has had some great runs. He has had some not so good luck. But nonetheless, he has stayed in the fight pretty much all season. So we'll get our pace truck out of the way in heat 3. We'll get underway right here. Go to the front. We're going to watch the front 3. I thought they were going to go 3 wide for a split second there. But Gerlach is going to keep it on the outside, right rear, right to the fluff. Got it in there just a little bit there. Found a lot of grip. He may have learned something right there. I know Garrett Boyd was watching him, and he goes all the way up into the wet stuff. He is trying to get that momentum up. Keeps the right rear tagged right in the edge of the fluff right there. Gerlach to the point. Gebhardt and Boyd side by side for second. It might be a 3 wide, but whoa, Mike Gebhardt up the hill and into Boyd. Boyd comes right back, and I don't know if that was retaliation or not, but he got the door slammed on him on the previous straightaway, and he wasted no time trying to throw the slider. Didn't clear. Gebhardt will be done in this one. No cautions in our heat races. So we go watch Billy Barros try to hang on to second in front of Bobby Yonke. Woo, wild move. Yonke tried to adjust. He finds the fence, and the third heat race has turned into a war of attrition. It's all Gerlach out in front. He's 1.2 seconds out in front of this battle right here. And it's Barros trying to hold off Boyd. Barros got out of shape. Yonke tried to adjust and found the fence down there in turn 3 a little bit ago. Now things look to have settled out. We're inside the 2 to go mark. Coming to the white flag. Gerlach, 1.4 seconds out in front, and he is right up against that fluff. Both ends of the track. And that's going to work for him. He'll go to the redraw, winning heat 3. Billy Barros will also go with him. Boyd was 3rd, Yonke 4th, and Gebhardt in 5th. That's all right there. So we're going to see. They're going to message us and tell us how long we've got. Reed Brochard, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Roger. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. All right, man. This looks like this is going to be a pretty fun track. It looks pretty racy out there. We haven't seen the 93 car have a perfect season like we did last season. So what's the plan to close things out here in 2023B? We're going to be able to see you get on the podium tonight?
I really hope so, Roger. Yeah, this has been a bit of a struggle this season. Kind of a bummer coming off such a good run last year. But honestly, still just going to go up there and send it and have some fun. Historically, Limaland's not been the best place for me, but I'm hoping I can maintain some decent race pace and get into some battles and try to get up front. But it's a blast running with these guys. We have such a good crop of drivers here, and it's difficult to make any moves.
Well, we're going to be going into kind of a little bit of an off-season where we're going to have a handful of random points races here. So I'm going to give the 93 group a time, 93 bunch of time to regroup, and for the next season here before we head into the home stretch, maybe get some things improved and start putting it up on top of the podium.
Yeah, that's the hope. It's pretty awesome how they're going to be doing some summer races this year. It'll be good to kind of stay sharp and continue to kind of work things out before we get into the tail end of the season in the fall. But yeah, once again, I got a massive shout out to Robert and Josh for putting this on, and also shout out to Billy Barros now, who's come aboard and he's been helping out running the series. And yeah, I just appreciate them putting this on, and also you, Roger, for broadcasting this every week. It makes this even more fun.
All right, man. Well, good luck out there tonight. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on the podium somewhere in the next 2 races.
I appreciate it, Roger. You have a good broadcast up there.
You too, buddy. Good luck. Reed Brochart, driver of the 93 car, I have been given. And I say that. Okay, I've been given the lineup. We're going to see if this is actual lineup or not when they get out there. But it's going to be Brannon and Barros on the front row. Gerlach and Motley in row 2. And Arnelski on the inside of row 3. And then whoever is lined up in the 4th row on the outside will move up and take that outside 3rd row spot. So we'll see what that actually turns into once they get out there. But they're getting ready to advance here any moment. Should be a good one. Guys, it's awfully quiet in my chat tonight. I am not seeing a ton of activity. Somebody get something started as we can close this season out having a lot of fun here. Tension's high enough for the drivers. All right, driver's going to start lining up on our front stretch. We know at the front 2.5 rows look like Riley Scott, it looks like, will move up to the outside of row 3, unless they shuffle the whole field. We'll watch and see. But Reed Brochart scheduled to start on the inside of row number 4 with Brett Wagner on his outside. Garrett Boyd will be row 5 inside with Bobby Yankee on his outside. Then Craig Silby starting kind of deep in this one, not characteristic of a driver with a 7. He's supposed to have David Krikorian beside him, and then Kurt Vincent and Mike Gebhard will start in row number 7, and we will see Brennan Rogers drop out of that outside row 2 spot and go all the way tail end Charlie on this thing. So they'll roll off, they'll get the green flag, and then those first 2 laps will be rearranging the field and getting everybody where they're supposed to be. As we watch drivers start to work their way and find their spots. There's row 1, row 2. Looks like it is going to shape up nicely. Row 3. Yeah, we got Wayne Anelski right there. It looks like Brochard is going to move to the outside. They're going to shift everybody around a little bit. It won't mess our stuff up too much. Brandon and Barros, Gerlach and Motley, Anelski and Brochard, Boyd and Wagner, Silby and Yankee, Vincent Krikorian, Gephardt, and Rogers and Riley Scott. Where's Riley Scott? Riley Scott did not make the call for the feature. That is unfortunate for Riley Scott.
Green flag.
So Riley Scott must be having some kind of technical difficulty. He did not make the call to start tonight's first A main. So we're going to get ready to kick things off down here in turn number 4. Bo Brandon, Billy Barros. Green flags in the air. Feature number 1 underway for the SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midget Series season finale of 2024B. And Brandon leads them around lap 1 in the books. Driver 49 hanging tough. Barros second, but he's got company. Gerlach is right there. And then Wadowski and Motley going at it back there for 4th and 5th. It is a 2-3 wide battle back here. That's Boyd, Yankee, Brochard. They're going to settle it out for the most part. And Nelski's going to have his hands full now with Craig Silby. Silby, usually a bottom feeder, now running right through the middle. He was running wide in 4. He is trying to make a move and split the difference between Anelski and Motley, and he's not quite going to get it done right there, but he'll stay wheel to wheel with Austin Motley for the 4th spot. Now give it to Silby out of 2. Closer to the front, Gerlach in the 3rd spot, and Barros has got Brandon in his sights, trying to hang on. Let's go find out where series points leader is at. He is 12th. And he is not coming forward quickly here. Running on the bottom, trying to keep the 20 car down inside. There's a lot of grip down there if you can keep the left side tires down below that little slick strip. And he's doing a perfect job getting around there right now. They're still 2 and sometimes 3 wide as they exited the corner. Rogers was on the bottom. Krikorian and Wagner were right above him. Brendan Rogers not coming forward quickly. This track looks like it's still locked down. So get back a little closer to the front. No battle for the lead, but a battle for about 4th place as Silby and Motley and also Gerlach are still going at it. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Reed Brochard up there in the 6th spot. Bobby Yankee's in behind that. Bobby Yankee's got company because Garrett Boyd is winding the 21 car up, and he is just changing lines at will, trying to find a way around the 28. Caution for the first time. Oh, let's go see if this green machine had him an issue and collected the 66 of Krikorian, or if it was the other way around. Ooh, he got up in the fluff and broke the right rear, and then Krikorian just got in the side of him. So our first caution, 12 laps in. First real break in the action is going to be Brandon, Barros, Gerlach, Sylvia, Motley in the top 5. Brochart, Yunke, Boyd, Anelski, and Rogers now into the top 10. Then Vincent, Gebhard, and Krikorian, Britt Wagner, Riley Scott no longer on the track. Oh, car spun right away. That was Billy Barros. And we got to go watch this because the 38 car was in second place. I don't know if he got help. I looked up, and all of a sudden he was sideways. That looked like a tiny bit of net code. I wonder if we've got that from a different angle. Got a little sideways, and I think when Gerlach went to go outside, I think there was a tiny little bit of net code, because it did not look like those cars were close enough to touch one another. All right, back to the green flag we go. Good start once again. For Bo Brandon. Bring us back around. I heard a thump like somebody might have clipped the fence. Yeah, I thought so. I thought I heard somebody kind of crash here. Wasn't sure it was. It looks like it's Bobby Yonke. Gets down the corner. Comes out, yep, clips the outside wall, then noses it in, spins it around. Yeah, probably not hurt too bad. He's probably going to be able to keep going. So a quick cloud of dust and another quick caution. We'll slow things down, get everybody lined back up. Little bitty changes. It's Brandon, Gerlach, Silby, Motley, Boyd, then Brochard, Anelski, Vincent, Rogers, Krikorian, Gebhard behind that. And now Barros and Yonke are filling in. 12th and 13th is a quickie caution. Ready to go back to green. Brandon once again clear on the start. Here comes Craig Silby. He's going to challenge Josh Gerlach. Slider down in 3 and 4, and he parked it right in front of him. And Gerlach had enough room to make a move. Next battle is right behind. Both drivers want to run the high line, and they are so close. They're almost touching that time. I think Boyd decided he'd lift just a little, give a little room, and then settle back down and go on the attack again. Silby not done with Gerlach, but Gerlach has the high side and all the momentum right now. Brochard is still 6th. Here comes a big slider from Brendan Rogers. Crossed in front of Wayne Anelski and Kurt Vincent. And he is going to take those spots away down here in 2. Move him into the top 7 now. 6th or better in this race. And that'll be the series champion. He's got to pass one more car, and he's going to get a freebie as Garrett Boyd has a major issue. I think he got out of turn 4, got down the front stretch, and ran out of real estate. Oh, no. He got the old squeeze play put on him. He was all the way up there, I think, and Mr. Motley decided to shut the door. I'm not sure. Maybe Motley didn't know he was there. Maybe Austin Motley just didn't realize that he had that big a run and he was all the way up there. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. No judgment. Mr. Chutch, how are we this evening? Pace truck. And getting out of the way. We are inside 25. We're down to 21 to go when we take the green right here. Kurt Vincent was going to be able to get all the way up beside Rogers and Silby. If things end the way they are, Brendan Rogers is your series champion, and that final race will just be victory lap for him. He was up to the 4th place. He needed a 6th or better finish in the first race to seal the deal, no matter what Mr. Brandon does out front. Bo Brandon is hanging. Whoa, I saw a big slide. That was Austin Motley. Looked like he went by 3 cars down in 3 and 4, came in right against the tires and exited right against the fence. That time, a little different line. Same result this time, a little too wide. 37 car out of shape. There goes a spot. There goes a second spot as Barros goes around. Go back closer to the front because Josh Gerlach closing in. Craig Silby is staying in touch. Brendan Rogers. It's a 4-car battle for the lead. We still got 16 laps to go. This is so far from decided. Ooh, little contact between Rogers and Silby. They started to get down into 1 and 2. Rogers got into the back of Silby, got him out of shape. Now uses that to get around him in 3 and 4. We want to watch the battle right here at the front because Josh Gerlach, Austin Motley, and Austin Motley may have found some fence here. Oh no, he found some David Krikorian and some Billy Barros, and then Riley Scott finds a little bit of that action in Barros too. So did Reed Brochart. So we had a bunch of cars get involved with that. It'll change things ever so slightly towards the front. Trying to get them all lined up. It looks like it's Brandon, Gerlach, Rogers, Silby, Bandelski, Vincent, Krikorian, Yankee, Gebhardt, Motley, Barros, Brochart, and then Boyd is a few laps down but back on track. This race for some points. We got contact in the back of it. Here comes Silby. Could he go 2 for 1? He's just trying to go 1 for 1 right there, and it ain't going to work out because Brendan Rogers is able to undercut that, do the crossover real easy. And now Rogers is going on the attack. He was looking for space on the 71 car. Way out, cuts it down early. Silby went after him again. This time, Bo Brandon not getting away at all from these guys. 11 laps to go. Feature number 1 of 2. Top 4 still locked in pretty tightly here. That time Gerlach tried to go to the middle. He may have opened the door. Oh, Mr. Silby 360. We saw that happen live. Let's go focus on that car. Went in low, little slider line. Man, they're tire to tire, and that was perfect tire to tire contact. Spins it completely around, keeps it going, but he'll still have to drop to the back, so we're going to get a restart with 9 to go. Attritionating cars a little here. We're ready to go back to green with Bo Brandon. Still out in front. He's led every lap of this feature thus far. Gets a good start. Slider line for Brandon. Opens up a tiny gap over Gerlach. Rogers still into another 3 wide behind that. And Elski, Krikorian, and Vincent. And Elski hanging on to a top 4 spot right here. Kurt Vincent's up to 5th. Well, David Krikorian's got something to say about that spot as he's going to go around the high side. Trying to take it away. Top 3. Pretty even gaps, and they're staying about the same, down to 6 to go. We're watching the battle back here at 4th, 5th, and 6th. And make it even 7th because Vincent and Yonke starting to get after one another side by side. And I think Yonke's got the preferred line up high. He's just got to watch out to get into David Krikorian. Wave lap that time by 5 to go. Bo Brandon still your leader. Gerlach and Rogers are going at it again. Rogers going to throw the bomb slider. Gerlach undercut, but I think Rogers threw it far enough out in front. He's going to clear and put himself into 2nd. 3 to go this time. Will he drive it worst to 1st? He's got about 2 laps to close up 3/4 of a second. Bo Brandon saw the popsicle sticks first. Will he come around and take the white flag first? It looks like he will, but Rogers is closing. One more time around. Can Bo Brandon fend off the hard-charging Brandon Rogers? Rogers goes wide, cuts underneath. Does he have enough momentum to steal it? Brandon, by 4/100ths of a second, wins the opening feature on finale night. Rogers 2nd, Gerlach 3rd, and Elski and Krikorian 4 and 5. So we'll talk to Brendan Rogers last in this. We're going to talk to Bo Brandon. We're going to talk to him first. So we're going to switch this up. We're going to talk to Bo. No, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to just talk to Josh Gerlach first. That's what we're going to do because we'll get this order straightened up. But we're going to talk to the 3rd place finisher in tonight's first A main, Josh Gerlach. You had a challenge going there for the lead, and then knock, knock, knock. Here comes the 20 car.
Yeah, we just started talking about that. I feel like if we didn't have so many cautions there, especially in the middle part of the race, I felt pretty damn quick. I don't know how that 20 car was doing behind me, but yeah, I felt like Bo was actually kind of searching there for a little bit, and I think I had him there for a little bit, but then he moved up, and that was that.
Well, I'll tell you, the 20 car was just going where everybody else was not, and those open lanes are deadly when you leave that guy space. But it's a good way to start off the finale to get it up on the podium, and it won't hurt you in the Ironman points for sure.
For sure. It just sucks that that 49 car, I think he's in front of me in the Ironman. But no, otherwise it's a good point tonight. Yeah, I just want to apologize too to Billy. I know I got a pretty good run on him on a restart, and I thought I was clear, and I guess I don't know if we net coded or if I tapped him in the rear bumper. So apologies to the 38 there. And then I think Craig and I and Bo were kind of going for the same line there late, and I think he went around too. So a little rough night. Hopefully we can clean it up a little bit in that second race.
Well, that's short track racing for you, buddy. Give me some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head for session 2.
Yeah, big thanks to simratmarket.com for jumping on board with us this year. It's been great having them as the title sponsor, and hopefully we can see if we can continue that through the rest of this season. Shout out to Netcode brand, netcodeshop.com, Victory Fuel, and also to my family watching at home. Appreciate the support. See if we can put on another good show.
All right, man. Well, we're going to crown us a champion here in a minute.
That is right.
He finished 6th or better. We'll just say he finished better.
He did. Shocking.
So we're gonna,
shocking.
yeah, it was shocking this season. All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and hopefully we get a chance to talk with you again at the end of session number 2.
Sounds good, Roger. Thank you.
Josh Gerlach finishing in 3rd, and now we are going to do things just a tiny bit out of order because we got something important to talk to with the 2nd place driver tonight. But he's one of 3 drivers to have won a feature this season in the series, and he stacks up another one. I think he was probably hoping for a different result for the guy behind him, but nonetheless, I'm sure he will take a win as a win. It helps him in his Ironman points. Bo Brandon, you led every lap in feature number 1.
Yeah, I did just about everything I could. Brennan's just really, really fast, and it wasn't too surprising to see on one of those restarts him creeping up into the top 3, and I knew he was. As soon as I saw that 20 car back there, I knew, well, that's the championship. But that wasn't a big surprise to me. He almost got me at the line there too. So it's props to him on a great season. He's come in here, really showed us how it's done, and man, he's a tough cookie to crack. I seem to only be able to beat him when he has to start from the back. So I'll take the win though. Yeah, perfect night so far, I guess. Points wise, at least Ironman points, and yeah, can't complain. So we'll get him in round 2.
Well, yeah, like I said, a little too close to you there, about 4 spots too close to you to keep the dream alive. But nonetheless, an awesome run. You're going to win the first session. Second session, can you keep him out of victory lane?
I mean, I'm going to try. I hope so. I'm hoping to see the bottom run in a little more. It just wasn't there in this session, and that's where I really like this track. Especially, I like all tracks on the bottom, but especially this track, right up on those tires is where I have the most fun here. So I'm hoping to see that come back, less at the top, but we'll adapt. That's part of the game. So shout out to Varix.com for all your e-commerce needs. Mighty good marketing. The simrapmarket.com. Love having those guys on board. Netcode Esports and the Mighty Midget brand. Josh, Robert, and Billy, all the guys over there, put on a great show every week. You, Roger, for broadcasting, and I want to thank my wife and my parents.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you talking to us here after session number 1. Congrats on the win. Hopefully we'll get to see you sweep tonight and take it all home to close the season out.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Add another sticker to the car.
There you go, buddy. All right, that's Bo Brandon. He wins tonight's season opener, and he is going to come up just a few points short in second place. But this guy come home second. He almost went worse to first, and it did not matter. 6th or better, he did better. Season champion, Brendan Rogers. I mean, they just don't know how to stop you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, Roger, man, I wanted to win that so damn bad. You have no idea. When I saw us closing at the rate I was, I didn't know if I had a shot. It was kind of tough. I knew he would probably block in 3, and I saw at Apex he was probably. I'd have to go back and look. I'm guessing about 10, at least 10 car lengths. So I knew I'd have to get a hell of a run. I think we were 0.0 at the line. So
0-4.
It's a shame, but 0-4. Yeah. Damn, dude. If I just got past Josh a little quicker, but these guys are tough, man. Once you start getting to the point of the field, man, it ain't easy. I tried saving my tires. I knew 40 laps here, this track, you're always rotated and a lot of tire speed, so I did some tire degradation testing and knew if I saved my tires on the bottom for at least 10 laps, I'd probably have about a 10th at the end of edge that these other guys might not have. So just try to save my tires early on, and I got caught up in some funny business, lost a spot here or there, but hey, doesn't hurt to try. I think the second race will start a little closer to the front. I want 10 wins this season, man.
Well, no one has done that. You actually hold the record right now. 7 was the record. You have 9, so I would not be surprised one bit to see you close things out that way. And as a champion, we always call that the victory lap. Man, give me a couple of quick shout-outs before I let you head over and start prepping for that victory lap.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad's watching, so shout out to my dad. He's supported me with the sim racing stuff for the better part of a decade now, and real racing back when I was a young boy. The indie esports guys, Wade. I know Wade's going through a tough time, so I want to send my regards to him right now. I'm sure he's tuned in. All the indie esports guys always have my back, always a good chat, and keep me sharp.
All right, man. Well, good luck in session 2. No more hot shoe for you. We'll see you a little closer to the front in the starting position.
Yep. Hopefully I'll talk to you here in a little bit.
All right. That is Brendan Rogers, second in tonight's first feature, but he is the season champion. That'll do it for session number 1. Let's take a quick look at our official results out of there. Brandon Rogers and Gerlach 1, 2, 3 seals the deal for Brandon Rogers. Anelski with a great run in the 4th spot. Krikorian 5th. Yonke 6th. Vincent 7th, Sylvie 8th, Barros 9th, Brochart 10th, Motley 11th, Gebhard was 12th, Boyd 13th. Riley Scott, after a late start in this one, 17 laps down, he comes out. He finishes 14th, and Brett Wagner, early exit, 10 laps in. He has to put it on the hook. So, session 1 is in the books. Session 2, forthcoming. What we're going to do for you guys, we are going to throw this up until I can get a couple of things arranged. We'll give you just a little bit of some music.
Has ended.
There we go. You heard we're getting kicked out. We got to reset everything. So we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. Until then, enjoy this.
I saw you today down at the store. You look as good as you did before, and I hope you don't mind. I gave you a call. I'm feeling bad and I'm wanting to talk. How have you been? Me, I've been fine. Just that a thought that keeps crossing my mind, and I'm wanting to know. Tell me the truth. I need an answer to this question for you. Who's turning you on, making you laugh, helping you live and forget the past? Who's making you smile, not making you blue? Who is the guy saying I love you? Who's lucky enough to be spending his nights not here all alone, but right by your side, driving you home and turning you on? I know in the past I made some mistakes, and it was my fault we drifted away. But if I had a chance to do it again, I'd stay by your side and I'd be your man and do everything to make you feel good. I try to show you all the love that I should, so you could be proud and answer them back. Tell them it's me whenever they ask. Who's turning you on, making you laugh, helping you live and forget your past? Who's making you smile, not making you blue? Who is the guy saying I love you? Who's lucky enough to be spending his nights not here all alone, but right by your side, driving you home and turning you on? Well, I'd give up everything that I have just to be back by your side, and then I'd prove my love for you until the day I die. Lord, I'd be turning you on, making you laugh, helping you live and forget the past. I'll be making you smile, not making you blue. I tell you every day how much that I love you. I'd be lucky enough to be spending my nights not here all alone, but right by your side, driving you home and turning you on, driving you home and turning you on. Lord, I'm be turning you on.
All right, guys, we have made it in to session number 2. We got everybody back as far as the drivers. Nobody packed it up and headed out. Trying to work the track in. We expect to see a little different racing surface in this one. Maybe a little more at the bottom, a little less at the top. They've been doing a very good job of using different track conditions between the two sessions. to change things up and cause these guys to have to actually pay attention and not just get locked on running right up against the cushion or right down against the inside. They're going to have to figure out where the line is, and that's been a lot of fun. The 2 different formats has been amazing. You'll see a different format than you did. This is your first time watching the SimRatMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. That first one was random draw for heats. Run your heats, top 2 to the redraw, and then everybody else line up where you finished. This one, going to qualify. Top 6 will be locked into the front 3 rows, which they will completely invert. Everybody else, you're going to come through the LCQ. You'll race for your final starting spot in tonight's season finale A main. That format's been going on for a couple of seasons now. The drivers have really taken to it. They really enjoy it because it does shake the field up a little bit. And, gives them 2 different perspectives to try to race. You've got to be a little bit of a thinking racer. So, session advanced, that means it's going to be time for qualifying. Try to watch as many of these guys as we can, as a whole pile of them are already starting to roll out. Riley Scott Wayne and Nelski making his way onto the speedway. Boyd is out, Youngky's out. Barros, we'll watch Billy Barros here in just a moment. We know we got some Wayne and Nelski fans. Going to give the 13 car a little screen time here. Into 3 and 4 for the first time. Across the stripe, Austin Motley quick. Now Garrett Boyd quick. 12:94. He and Anelski same time. Billy Barros, who we were just getting ready to go watch, at 12:88. Let's go watch Bo Brandon. Bo Brandon across the line. And Brandon, 5th quick. Needs to be a little further up to lock in, I think, because Brandon Rogers is on the track as well. We'll watch the second lap here. Silby goes quick. 12:55. Faster than Barros. Brandon Rogers, 11th quick. Mike Gebhardt. David Krikorian on track, and he is way out wide. Trying to get a little run down the hill in 3 and 4 for this first lap. Right on the bottom. Keeps it down to the inside out of 2. Into 3. Ooh, that seems like he was off the throttle a long time. I don't know what that's going to do to his first lap time. They're going to move him to 6th quick. He's locked in right there. And it's a good thing because he clipped the tire the second time around in 2. So he's going to have to rely on that first lap speed. It's Silby, Barros, Anelski, Boyd, Yonke, and Krikorian locked in to the second A main. Vincent, Brandon, Motley, Gerlach, Brochart, Rogers, Gebhardt, Scott will all be in the LCQ. And I tell you what, 7th on back could have been the top 6 pretty easy. You look at that lineup, this LCQ is going to be pretty exciting to watch. You're going to have some super fast guys. And the change in track conditions maybe toss those guys for a little bit of a loop there. That's a lot of fun to see. Craig Silby, 12.55 seconds. That is super fast. The next fastest lap was a 12:88. So the front 3 rows, Krikorian and Yonke, that's row 1. Boyd and Anelski row 2, and then Barros and Silby will make up that 3rd and final row when we get to the feature tonight. But 12 laps of LCQ. Those guys will start position number 7 on back, however they finish in this LCQ. And this ought to be pretty fun to watch. Let's get down here. We'll start looking at what it's going to be like. It's going to be Vincent and Brandon on the front row, Motley and Gerlach in row 2, Brochart and Rogers row 3, Gebhardt and Scott row 4, and Brett Wagner will tag the back in that 5th row by himself. 12 laps for these guys. Well, I saw this a minute ago, and I meant to speak about it, Mr. Church. But I can tell you that Tiny Dancer feels the same way about the midgets as I do. They're fun to watch, but be damned if you can get me to get in one. Those things want to spin out to the left, sitting still. I don't know what it is. Cannot get a handle on the midget car. Green flag. About to waiver the LCQ. 10 laps. I'm used to these guys doing 12, but hey, you know what? Laps are laps. Right now, Kurt Vincent grabbing the lead. Bo Brandon. Second, he got a little love tap back there from Mr. Motley a second ago. Here comes Josh Gerlach around the very top. I can tell you that Bo Brandon is going to want a bottom feed right here. Said so in the interview between sessions. He wants to get down to the bottom. That's where he feels the most comfortable and has the most fun. And he is proving that by driving away. Josh Gerlach around the top side is going to take a spot away from Kurt Vincent. Vincent's going to have Brandon Rogers breathing down his left rear tire. Out of 4, coming to the 7 to go mark. There's a slider from Motley across in front of Riley Scott. Scott able to counter that pretty easy. We're side by side for third again. Rogers now trying to park the 20 in front of the 19, and Vincent just went a little wider, but he gave up enough space for Rogers to settle in. Still Brandon Gerlach, 1-2. Rogers is third. Vincent and Motley, 4 and 5. Scott, Gebhardt, Wagner, and Brochard. We'll watch the leaders because Gerlach closes in, and then Brandon finds a little bit of speed and starts to inch away. He's kind of playing coy with Mr. Gerlach. Doesn't want to show that the bottom is really good right now. He is really, I think, pedaling that car and letting Gerlach stay close. 2 to go that time by. Gerlach through the middle. 1 and 2, not so good in the middle. 3 and 4 is where he is making his headway. White flag on the LCQ. This could be a trophy dash any other night of the week with this bunch, but it looks like Bo Brandon winning the LCQ. Gerlach second, Rogers third, Motley fourth, Scott fifth, Vincent was sixth, Gebhardt, Wagner, and Brochart rounding things out. So those guys will start position 7 on back in that order. Give them a couple of minutes of warm up. This will not take very long. We're not even going to really cut away from anything. Watch a couple of drivers roll out here. Some of these guys want to get a couple of hot laps real quick to see where the track is going to be come feature time. 2 minutes. The signal from race control. We do not have anything on tap for a few days here. Going to take a little break, try to realign some things, going to work on some overlay. Got to add a few things into our regular rotation, remove a few things as we have some sponsors whose terms are up and they have not renewed, so we'll be removing some of those. Going to start getting ready for a lot of racing. I know that the 10th of June, Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder is back. Going to have alternating format for race number 1 on those Monday night races. 1 week will be the UMP modified. The next week will be an asphalt late model race. Those guys are going to run an 8-week season each over 16 weeks. A couple of champions for that. And then every Monday night, the second show for Dirt Slingers is going to be big block modifieds. They have a bunch of sponsors for the different series, individual championships. They've got an overall Wheelman Championship sponsored by Famous Racing Wheels. They're giving away a direct drive racing wheel and pedal set. Season champion at the end of the overall for those guys. Tuesday night's coming back right around that same time. I think they start the 11th. ERA, the old Short Track Showdown series with their pavement late model series. And then these guys will be back on a rotating schedule on Thursday nights, starting on, we just talked about that a minute ago, the 11th. Let's go look because I know it was in that the 13th. They will be back on the 13th. If we can come across anything to cover, we definitely will. If these guys happen to run one that's a non-points event, we may jump in and cover it just because we enjoy doing it. So stick close to us. But it is feature time to close out the season for the ShrimpMapRocket.com Mighty Midget Series. And this is how we will start them. David Krikorian and Bobby Yonke will have the front row to close things out. Garrett Boyd and Wayne Nelski in row 2. Billy Barros and Craig Silby. Silby, your quick qualifier for session number 2. That's your third row. Fourth row, Bo Brandon and Josh Gerlach. Then Brendan Rogers and Austin Motley in row 5. Riley Scott and Kurt Vincent in row number 6. Row 7, Mike Gebhardt and Brett Wagner and Reed Brochart will start things out back tonight to close out the season. And Brendan Rogers is going to improve on his starting spot only by 5 positions from session 1 to session 2. But he did drive that thing to second, so with 5 less cars to pass, we'll see if he can give himself a victory lap to close things out tonight. Pace truck is in, and the final A main of 2023B for the SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midgets is underway, and David Krikorian off the pole. Grabs the lead through 3 and 4. He's going to lead lap 1. Yonke second. Silby and Anelski side by side. Nice, close, tight racing right there between those guys. They were almost 4 wide coming out of turn 2. Barros and Brandon were on the inside. Krikorian out of shape. That may cost him the lead. He just gets the car underneath him. But Yonke leads that lap. Silby in tow. Now Silby looking for racing room. Cuts across behind Krikorian. They are 4 wide behind. This is getting exciting. Early they were almost 5 wide. Back there about 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on back. There's a little bumper tag going on. Intense racing. And caution for the first time. Gebhardt and Vincent. Oh, Gebhardt got a little out of shape. Vincent tagged the push bar on the back of it. Everybody's going to be okay. That was just a get it a little sideways situation. So we get the field straightened out. It looks like it's Yonke, Silby, Anelski, Boyd, Brandon, Krikorian, Barros, Rogers, Gerlach, Scott, Motley, Wagner, Brochart, Gebhardt, and Vincent. Players at the front right now. We're still early in this 40-lap feature. The green flag back out. Yonke holding on to the lead. Silby had company for a second as Anelski looked inside. Now Bo Brandon is right down in the bottom. He said he wanted to run there, and it looks like he is going to try to do exactly what he said. He's going to get by Anelski momentarily. Keeps the 49 locked into the bottom. Front wheels up off the ground. That'll slow you down a little because you got to lift. Oh, my goodness. And Bo Brandon, he got a little too close to the tires. And that's going to hurt. That kind of landing is not good. Good right here through 3 and 4. Clip that tire. That should have been a warning to him. Goes down into 1, catches the second tire, and man, he couldn't have hit that in a worse spot. Tire to tire, directly, tread to tread, and that tire half buried. over there in the dirt, and they're very unforgiving. Craig Silby grabbed the lead while we were watching Bo Brandon get flipped upside down. So new leader for the first time in this one. Actually, that's the third leader because Krikorian led a couple of laps at the very beginning before Yankee took it. Green flag back over the speedway. Silby, Yankee, Anelski, and Boyd top 4 right now. Krikorian behind that, Barros and Rogers. Rogers trying to run the bottom. Josh Gerlach got a good run down the hill out of 3 and 4. He sits in the 8th spot right now. 3 wide down the backstretch for 4th. Barros was in the middle. Rogers was on the bottom. Krikorian was on the top. Car into the fence. That's Boyd. He got it right back underneath him, but he's 3 wide now, and he'll slide back through the field a little. He got a great run through 3 and 4, and Boyd is going to take that 4th position back, at least for the time being. Rogers working off the bottom, keeps them 3 wide. Top 3. No challenges, but they're going to be 4 or 5 wide for the 4th spot here. And he's 2nd now. 5 cars battling for the 4th spot. Boyd is up top. Rogers is down to the bottom, and Rogers clears into the 4th spot. Nelski right in front. Then Yankee bounced the right rear off the cushion. Shot down the hill. Did not close up on Craig Silby. Silby is out front, and he is driving away. 9/10 of a second already. Quickest car on the track of that time, your leader, Craig Silby. Rogers into 4th. Boyd 5th. Barros is 6th. Gerlach settled into 7th. Krikorian behind that. They're side by side for 9th. Motley and Wagner inside the top 10, battling back and forth. The door almost closed on Rogers right there. This time around the top side, Motley gives up the spot. Bobby Yankee, good run for Yankee to close things out right here. He's running 2nd solidly. Has a pretty healthy gap over Anelski, and Anelski's got company because Rogers is closing in. Here comes Barros after Boyd. Barros around the top. Ooh, around the middle, I'm sorry. Boyd is going around the top. Josh Gerlach sees what the 21 is doing. He's going to try to follow in his tire tracks. Cautions out, Riley Scott. 88 car. Trouble for the 88. Where's it going to come? Oh, he got Brochart. I see what kind of transpired there. There was a little bit of contact. Brochart got out of shape. I think he and Kurt Vincent maybe had a moment. And got Brochart out of shape. And it could have been Austin Motley that had a moment with Brochart and got him out of shape. It was just a chain reaction. Everybody is going to be able to continue. No problems. So we'll get the lights off on the pace truck. Get ready to go back to green down here in 3 and 4 with Silby, Yankee, Anelski, Rogers, and Boyd, your top 5. Halfway right here. Cross flags on the restart. Final feature of the season. Good start for Silby. He's going to widen the gap over 2nd. That is going to be highly contested. Rogers thought about the slider and cut the car down. He may give up a spot. He is after Yankee. So is Anelski. And Anelski had contact. Here comes Boyd. Boyd, it's wide enough to fit a car in the spot. He's going to put it there. Did not help him. Here comes Brendan Rogers now. Slider on Yankee. He and Yankee with contact. Now Brendan Rogers up to 2nd, 1.15 seconds behind Silby with 16 laps to go this time. Yankee third. Anelski and Boyd 4 and 5, and they're not done racing each other. Neither is Gerlach. He wants to be in that mix. So does Barros, Krikorian, Brannon. Brannon after a problem earlier. Now back inside. Oh no, he's just back on the track 12 laps down. I thought he continued from where he was. Oh wow, he was in the pits for a while. I didn't even notice that car was off the track. Problems for Gerlach, gives up a spot to Krikorian. Let's get back to the front. Your leader still lapping quicker than everybody behind him. Rogers was second in the first feature, and that was enough to lock him in for the championship. Said he wanted to do a little better, knew the car was fast. Wanted to get out here and take a victory lap in the second session, but I don't think he anticipated that Craig Silvey would be out in front of this thing, and Silvey is a hard one to run down. Laps tick off quickly here at Limaland, as we're going to be down to 11 this time. The gap is 9/10 of a second. Lap time's almost identical for the two leaders. 51 for your leader, a 57 for second place. Still the two quickest cars on the track. Gap down to half a second. Slip out of Silvey cost him 3/10. 9 to go. Half a second. Bo Brannon's showing that he's the fastest car on the track, 12 laps down. Ran a 38 to a 54 the last time with the two leaders. Half a second, still the gap. Top side of 3 and 4, middle of 1 and 2, both drivers running the same line. 63 and a 61 for the top two. Yankee still third, but he's 2.5 seconds back. He's got Garrett Boyd right on him. We'll check on that in a moment. Coming around for the wave lap. Slider attempt there from Rogers, and he wasn't able to make it stick. 5 to go, the signal from the starter stand. Let's take a quick look here at third and fourth. Caution, and that'll slow things down. Austin Motley, 37 machine. Whoa. Having a problem. Red car right there in the middle. He's going to catch a tire. I knew it. So as soon as that car started to go to the inside, he would catch a tire. And he did. Put him in the tumble cycle. Put everybody else on pause. We'll re-rack them for a 4-lap shootout. Silvey, Rogers, Yankee, Boyd, and Anelski are the top 5. Barros, Gerlach, Brochart, Krikorian, Scott in the top 10. Wagner, Gebhardt, and Vincent through 13th. And then Bo Brandon several laps down. Still on track and running in 15th officially. Closing things out. 4 laps remain in the 2024 B season. Craig Silvey out front. That was not a great start. Contact between the two leaders as Silvey really checked the car getting into one. And now he's going to have to figure out how to get her wound up, and he wound her up in the wrong spot. Here comes Brendan Rogers. Rogers leads with 3 to go. Silvey around up the side. I thought he was going to slam the door on that slider. He did not. And now Rogers is just in cut down mode. Side by side there. Here we go back and forth. Sliderville for the last couple of laps. Maybe not. Rogers seals it up. White flag. Oh, caution. We'll have a 2-lap shootout. Caution, caution, caution. Wayne Anelski, is he our caution? Anelski was up here in about 4th spot. Got passed by Boyd on the restart. Oh, he just got the door closed hard on him by Bobby Yankee right there. So those drivers will chat about that. So we'll reset it. We'll have a 2-lap shootout. Roger, Silvey, Boyd, Yankee, Barros, and then Gerlach, Brochart, Scott, Krikorian, Gebhardt, Wagner, Vincent, and Anelski. Two-lap shootout, and the green flag imminent right here out of turn 4. Brendan Rogers now in front. We'll watch second and third for the moment. Rogers will come out of 4, white flag in hand from the starter. He's going to get across the line before we get a caution. The next flag will end it. As Craig Silvey is going to look in the inside-out moves there, slider line. He was just trying to hold off Garrett Boyd. He does so. Brendan Rogers closes things out with the victory lap. Silvey second, Boyd third, Yonke and Gerlach 4 and 5. I don't think he was close enough to throw one, Cody. I think he got such a good start that Silvey wasn't even in the picture to throw one. So we'll wait for, well, Rogers is there. We'll wait for Silvey to show up. Boyd is here. Let's grab Garrett Boyd. He'll close things out this season on the podium. It's been kind of an up and down season for him, but driver of the 21, Garrett Boyd. That was a pretty good race to close things out.
Yeah, I wish the first feature would have went a little bit better, but you get what you get. And hopefully it was great that the top came in. I cannot run the bottom here, so running the top was my only option.
I think a lot of guys try to run the bottom that can or do, and they found tires that were, not random at all. They've always been there. we had a couple of guys get upside down, but man, a good way to finish things out. I know they're going to do some non-points and some summer sizzle stuff, but this has been a fun series all season long. Man, give us your thoughts about 2024B.
I always love riding with these guys. Josh puts on a great show every week. Wish we could get more and more people to show up and up the competition a little bit more and see what Mr. Rogers actually has. But he's fast. We all know it. We can't lie about that. But,
yeah, he's been a class act.
But congrats to him as well. He's dominated all season. I just love running with these guys. I can't say that enough. Josh puts on a really good show.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you back in that DSSN machine next season, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
That is your third place finisher tonight, Garrett Boyd. He is still in the top 5 in the Ironman points, so I know he won't miss any races for it. So, he's got a chance to sneak in there and grab that. Let's talk to this driver right here. Whoops, that kind of unspaced. I don't know how that happens. It happens to me all the time. He put up a heck of a fight. I thought maybe that last restart he might do what Mr. Williams said in the chat and go for that bomb slider. I just don't think he was quite close enough. But Craig Silvey, I don't know, man. The season was just kind of weird all around, but we got to talk to you a bunch of times.
Yeah, not enough times, but thanks, Roger. Yeah, like a P2 is like a win here with Brennan in the field, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, it's a bit bummed about the first race. I got there was a neck code between us, and it spun me, and then I just overcooked it trying to come back through. So, but yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah, it looked like you led most of this thing, but that guy in the 20, he just figures out a way to go a little faster than everybody in front of him when it's crunch time.
Oh, that was easy in these 40-lap races. He he just sort of held back and ran the bottom and saved his stuff. Here we were running middle at the top and we're just burning our tires. So I expected him to sneak around the bottom for a while and then come catch us, but that's all right. I was having fun.
Well, an awesome season nonetheless, man. You're still in the fight for the Ironman Championship, and I know they're doing a bunch of summer sizzle stuff. We're definitely going to see the 7 car on those non-points nights, right?
Oh, I'm hoping so. Yeah. It's difficult for me being Friday afternoon here in New Zealand, but yeah, I try and jam in where I can. So yeah, I'll be there if I can be.
All right, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you close out the season in style, sir.
Oh, thanks very much to the Netcode Esports, netcodebrand.com. And Billy Barros is on the team now, adminning, so look out, we're going to get some proper good enforcement, and like we always have, so that's fantastic. Thanks to Josh, thanks to Robert, thanks to the Dirt Racing Network on the Digital Sim Sports Network. You guys make us look flash in front of the world, and thanks to SimRat Market for sponsoring the series. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. We look forward to the next round.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, Craig. We'll look forward to seeing you next season, buddy. Craig Silby finishing in second, and now he said he wanted to win the first one, and he came up one spot short. He came out after he locked up the championship and takes himself a little victory lap here. The 10-time winner in the 2024 B season, Brendan Rogers. Well, you're not making it look very difficult, I got to say.
Yeah, well, looks can be deceiving, I guess. That was tough. I did not feel good on that track, man. And I mean, case in point, qualifying, I looked like I'd never done this stuff before. Just clipped a tire in the first lap and screwed up the second, and deservedly was in the qualifier. And I think I started the feature ninth, so might as well have been a back row challenge again. But I don't know. You know, like I said before, I just wanted to save my tires. I knew the guys up front might be squabbling a bit. So let them tear their tires up a little bit on the top, and I just rolled bottom, and it was quick enough for a good amount of that race. And eventually, I think I got to about fourth, and knew I had to get to the top. And I think saving my tires was the difference there. I don't think if I was any slower, I don't think I really would have fended off Craig. So just like usual, man. Got to thank you, Roger, for broadcasting this year, and Josh for putting the series on, and my dad tuned in. I'm sure he's happy to see that one. I missed it just by an eyelash in the first race. So I wanted 10 this season. That felt like that would round it off pretty well for me. I haven't decided if I'm going to run next season. I'm still debating it. I feel like I might take some time off. So you may see me next season, you may not, but nevertheless, I appreciate what you guys have been doing here.
All right, man. Well, don't run off here when we're done with you. I'm going to chat with you once I get off the air. But, man, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And congrats on an awesome season. 10 wins. That is probably a record that is going to stand at least for a while. All records are made to be broken. But 10 wins in these, that's tough to do, and a whole lot of sweeps, man. You had to sweep at least 4 times this season. And we didn't have one for 14 weeks, and here you are in 8 weeks sweeping half of them. So congratulations to you. Dominating performance. Deservedly the championship this season. I really do hope you come back and defend that next season, though, buddy.
Yeah, I might. We'll see. I think there's some wiggle room to get more than 10. Maybe I go and break my own record and make everyone at home sleep. There go. This guy.
There's a mark.
We'll try. Well, maybe we'll give it a shot.
All right, man. Well, I'll be down to talk to you here in a few.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brandon Rogers, your series champion, and he wins the season finale A main, and like I told him at the beginning, he makes it look a little too easy. The guy's just really, really good. It's fun to watch him get out here and run. So let's take a look at the results for the final feature. Roger, Sylvie, and Boyd, 1, 2, 3. Yonke 4th, Gerlach 5th. Barros in the 6th spot. Brochart in 7th. Scott 8th. Krikoria 9th. Gephardt 10th. Wagoner 11th. Anelski 12th. Vincent in 13th. Motley 14th. And Bo Brennan. Rough night for Bo after the first race. He just did not get things going in the second one. Qualified bad. Had to go into the B main. And it just did not get any better to close things out. Maybe a little disappointment from not being in that... still in the hunt for the championship after the first race. But he did everything he could all season long. Right now he's leading the points in, or at least he was coming into the second race in the Ironman. So he's got that to look forward to. And I know these guys really like that. That's kind of a prestigious deal. Let's grab the series admin, and we'll get his little viewpoints here over what has been a very exciting 2024 B season. Mr. Gerlach, it was good. It was a dominant performance from one driver. And what do we got coming up?
It was good, Roger. Yeah, we've had a really good start to our 2024 overall season here with our A and B. And, first off, wanted to congratulate Brennan. I mean, he was the class of the field this year for sure. Him and Bo put on a show every week. I was happy to be able to sneak a win in there in between those guys. But, yeah, hats off to those guys. Congrats again to Brennan. But yeah, coming up, if you go to netcodeesports.com, anybody that may be watching that's wanting to run some fixed setup midgets, we run pretty much every Thursday. We have a little bit of a different schedule through the summertime because we have some drivers here that race in real life, and you know, when it's nice outside, we don't want to sit behind a computer all the time. So we can get out and see the world and touch grass. But we are off next week. We actually do have 3 dates over the summer here where we're going to have our Netcode brand Ironman series that will be live on the Dirt Racing Network here. That's going to be on June 13th, the 27th, and then on July 18th. People are free to join again at netcodeesports.com. Then we're going to have just some other fun runs that won't be broadcast or anything like that, just to kind of keep people engaged and keep us racing. So once that's through, after the real life Knoxville Nationals, we'll kick off our 2024 C season, and we will once again be right back here on the Dirt Racing Network. If you sign up now, you will be able to race. I think it's 28 races for the season pass, and it's only like $16, so you're paying pennies to race. So again, netcodeesports.com if you want to join, and that's my spiel, I guess, Roger.
All right, so we won't see you for 2 weeks. Are you running next Thursday, or are you taking off?
We're off next Thursday, the 6th, but we'll be back on the 13th.
All right, well, then we'll be back with you on the 13th, man. Congrats on a great season. I'm looking forward to your summer sizzle stuff and then getting ready to close the year out with Mighty Midgets.
That's right. The plan for the rest of this year is to have all those Ironman races at the very least on the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank SimRap Market once again for supporting us this season. They're also going to be on our 3rd annual mini nationals, that benefits the DJ3 Extra Life team and Extra Life. We're going to have some details out on that here in the coming weeks as well. It's a great charity race that had been here on the Dirt Racing Network for the last couple of years. We've been able to raise quite a bit of money, and part of that is because SimRap Market has helped us out for all these years. So follow them, at SimRap Market on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or X, and check them out at simrapmarket.com.
All right, man. Congrats again, and I'll look forward to talking to you here over the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good, Roger. Thank you for everything you do for us as well. It is very much appreciated.
All right. Josh Gerlach runs in the series, and he's a really good guy, a lot of fun. Guys, if you like the midget stuff, make sure you run over here and sign up. That is going to do it for us here tonight. We will be off for a week, and then we'll be back, and it will fill up quick. So if we find anything to cover, or we get any contacts to go cover some things, we will definitely be posting some stuff up. Otherwise, look for us again on June the 10th with the Dirt Slingers Racing League as they kick off Monday Night Thunder for the summer season. That's going to be a fun one. A lot going on. They've got 32 races planned over 16 weeks, so be sure you check them out. Until we see you guys the next time, we appreciate you being here. Without you, there is absolutely no reason for us to cover all this stuff, and without all these awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing like you saw here tonight, there's nothing for us to cover. Thanks to everybody, both sides of that coin. Till we see you guys again, peace and love to everybody.